don't forget the Packers, guys.
They look good last night.
Don't forget them. I mean, they showed up in Pacific Northwest and started throwing haymakers.
Yeah, they balled out. Josh Jacobs, man.
Let's just talk about that for a split second here, and then we'll take a break and talk Eagles and more. Nobody talks about the Green Bay Packers, and I understand why, because they've got 4 losses. And the 4 losses, though, as NBC kept pointing out over and over again, appropriately so, Tirico and Chris Collins are pointing out the 4 losses were against the 3 teams with 12 wins in the conference, because we're going to give the Vikings one going against the Bears tonight. Let's just do that with all due respect to Chicago, and I know I should have front-loaded the all due respect to avoid sounding disrespectful. 1 loss on opening night to the Eagles, 2 losses to the Lions, and then 1 to Minnesota in week 4. That's it. Those are their only losses. And they are a 10-win team. And it's their 33rd season with 10 or more wins in franchise history, breaking a tie with the Cowboys for the most double-digit win seasons all time. So go Pack, go for you folks right there. And they're beginning to hit you in the mouth. Josh Jacobs. I don't know what the Raiders were thinking. I guess they just fell prey to the, we're not paying the running back. Okay. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But the Packers are just like the Ravens and the Eagles right now, saying to another team in the NFL, thank you very much. 12 rushing touchdowns now after a 94-yard rushing night. That's the most in his career. He had 13 total touchdowns in 2024 right now. 13. In terms of best first season with the Packers, that's tied with Amon Green in 2000 and Billy Houghton in 1952. And they came out in the Pacific Northwest and started throwing punches. They pulled to use the Packers Seahawks phrase off the coin toss, Matt Hasselbeck. Win the toss, say we're gonna get the ball and we're gonna score.
Take the ball, we're gonna score.
And they did. They started like who doesn't defer anymore, right? They basically said we're gonna take it. I don't know. Did Matt LaFleur say we're going to hit them with Josh Jacobs and basically end the night? What a thought. That's just like they saw something on film and they basically dominated with Josh Jacobs. Took over the game, made things tough for Geno Smith, knocked him out of the game, and guess what? I believe they ended the Seahawks season last night. I don't know how long Geno's going to be out, and I don't know how quickly they can get Sam Howell up to speed, but the Packers broke the Seahawks last night, and it's unreal. Seahawks were coming in on a head of steam, sitting there at 8-5, and now they're 8-6 because they lost to the Rams in Seattle. They're not in first place. The Rams are. And now they've got to have Sam Howell, we think, unless Geno can somehow come back from something that knocked him out of a game with a knee injury, all holding their breath because Seattle's got Minnesota coming in next. And outside of Jackson Smith-Njigba and I guess Zach Charbonnet, I don't. DK Metcalf has disappeared. And I am speaking on behalf of having him in a fantasy league. I'm not lying. At Chicago on a Thursday night. Amazon can't flex out of that. And then they're at Los Angeles. The Packers came in and wrecked the Seattle Buffet. And once again, we'll enter these playoffs as the proverbial team you don't want to face. Rams have already faced them and lost. They might get them back. Or the Bucks. How about that? They'll take on one another. And then the Rams would have the Vikings come back in, and that would be interesting because I guarantee you I'll front load you the narrative of that one. The Vikings came into Los Angeles back in week 8, coming off of their first loss of the season, home against Detroit at 5-1. Short week, they lost that. And the Rams, that was a season saver. The Rams started 1-4 beat Vegas, and at 2-4 with the trading deadline around the corner. Don't forget, in that game, everyone was like, "Is this Cooper Kupp's?" Like, if Cooper can Cooper play, and if he does, would the Rams trade him if they lose? They won that game. They went to 3-4. If I'm not mistaken, that's when Puka came back too. All of a sudden. And the Rams have went from 1-4 to now first place at 8-6. So Packers are the proverbial team you don't want to face in the playoffs again. And Jeff Hafley coming back from BC. Boy, that guy's dialing up defensive plays, and people are getting to the quarterback. You're not hearing any Packer fans complaining about the defensive schemes anymore. And LaFleur should be in the mix for Coach of the Year. That's for sure. 10-4.
Well, he's
couple of wins with Malik Willis.
Yeah, he's got no shot.
Oh, I know that. But there's 5 finalists, aren't there? He should be one of them. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.